Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
This episode is brought to you by Ferrero. Soccer's biggest stage is approaching, and Ferrero is making it easy to go all in. Pick any two Ferrero brands from Kinder Bueno to Ferrero Rocher, and you could win the $1 million grand prize, plus an exciting range of daily and weekly prizes. Don't miss your shot. Official rules apply. Learn more at goallinandwin.com.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for March 30th through April 3rd, 2026. Happy anniversary to us.
I can't believe it's been so long.
Happy anniversary, General Hospital.
Yeah, they really shouldn't be able to believe it's been that long. My goodness. I loved all their tributes and stuff this week, though, on social media.
That was sweet. Yes. 63. Oh, you know what next year is? If they do not use, yes, that is what comes next. But if they don't use the Beatles when I'm 64 for something, guys, just do it. So we're going to get cracking. Well, here, real quick, because I do know that we have some people who just discovered us because of TikTok. So if you are newer to listening to our show, I'm Shannon. We don't introduce ourselves.
We don't. I feel like people know our voices by now.
You know what? Okay, in the intro, we do.
Yeah.
So the other one's Amanda, the one who did not just introduce herself. That's Amanda. We've been doing the show since April 1st, 2019. Every Monday, we do a recap of the previous week's shows. We do not do spoilers, which to us means if it does not happen on screen, it doesn't happen. It didn't happen. We don't talk about it. If someone's coming, if someone's going, And we don't typically watch the show. We don't watch the show live when it's on. We both watch it on Hulu, which doesn't come on until like 8 o'clock that night. And very frequently, we don't even watch it the same day that it's been released, which is why our show is released the following Monday, gives everyone the weekend to catch up so that bright and early Monday morning, we can talk about it. Except for we record on Friday nights after the last episode for the week. And then on Thursdays, we do what's called the Port Charles 411, where we cover a whole bunch of topics, whatever we feel like talking about. So we just finished a Ric and Liz two-parter. We did a 52-part of Lucky Spencer. We have talked about Sonny and his businesses. Bobby Spencer. We've talked about different relationships. What else have we talked about? Oh, we do interviews with cast members.
Right. And interviews with other fans.
Yes. And when we go to events, we do like little recaps of them. We play games. Like we have played the General Hospital board game.
Yes.
And we recorded the audio of us playing the General Hospital board game, and people love that episode. So, we just talk about a wide range of things. And our favorite thing is when people do come back and everyone's like, who is this person? We're going to tell you.
Right.
And when they die, we tell you who they were. And then we get the show started by reading our Port Charles pipeline, which is where you guys, the fans, write in and talk to us. Our first one is from Sherry. Joss said to Lucas that she can stay while he took a break, and then said, I can't say I honestly know how you feel. And in my opinion, she would be a great example of someone who does know how he feels. Her boyfriend was also stabbed to death. Kinda, he was stabbed by Cyrus and then had a heart attack due to the medicine injected by Cyrus. That is true. I thought that she said that she did know how he felt because I thought she wound up talking about that.
So she went back and forth. She said, I know how you feel. And then he talked more about feeling guilty, I think, for not being like with him.
Yeah.
And the fact that, he just kind of assumed that he was going to do his job and Marco was off doing whatever. And then Joss said, I don't really know how you feel. So I think she was just trying to say, like if you have a similar experience, then it's like, I understand where you're coming from, but no, I don't know exactly how you feel because we're not the same person. we haven't shared the same experience in that way. So
That's pretty darn close.
yeah.
I mean, that is definitely someone that can say, I think I know how you feel. I agree.
Right.
I agree I mean, you and I both have bad past relationships and exes that we have children from. And we did not go through the same exact things, but I think of any of my friends, you're definitely one of the only people that can understand and we were both young moms.
Yeah.
Totally different experiences, but you understand it way more than a lot of other people do. So,
yeah.
And then she also wrote in, we were right. Nathan isn't Nathan. Cassius Faison. I am so mad about this. Can we just talk about the fact that I am mad about this?
I know how you feel.
It better be good because, okay, she goes on to say, is he a twin or did they do plastic surgery, memory mapping? Oh my God, it's so exciting. Well, he did wind up later saying twin. Hold on. Let's see if she continued her email. This is another email. Oh, so now we have an email. Thank you for the Ric Liz 411. Look at me saying it correctly. Yay.
Good job.
Hello, ladies. Thank you again for this most informative and fun podcast.
Aw.
I am one of those on-off GH viewers who missed a huge, expansive time. I jumped back in during the pandemic after being away for about 30 years.
Wow.
We need to talk to you.
We do, definitely.
As I watched the recent storyline with Liz and Ric, I was actually enchanted with their levity and banter. Although I could see Ric's bad side very clearly, I was always delighted seeing the two characters together. But the buck stops here. After hearing your part one, I was shocked at how Liz could go down the path of giving him another try. And with a part two coming, even more crazy stuff must happen between them. Oh my Lanta! Obviously, it's a soap opera and viewers need to suspend reality a bit, but I think the writers need to rethink this. Liz always seems like the logical, cool-headed character. Stepping back into a relationship with Ric doesn't make sense. There must be some other handsome bachelors in Port Charles.
Thanks for letting me rant. Keep up the great work. Hyper, and I love that name. Just gonna throw that in there. Well, I'm glad that she agrees with us.
And we need you to write in and let us know what you think about part two.
Right.
All right. So, Piper, you've written in before. However, you did not tell us 30 years.
That's insane.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
All right. So Sherry did actually rewrite in. It fell in line with how I snoozed things. Scratch that. As soon as I sent that, I got to the point in the episode that Joss talked about debts. Maybe I should wait until the end of the episode to email. LOL. I understand. You should see my notes.
Right? And then you have to go back and scratch stuff out because you're like, oh, they did clarify that.
Well, no, I do put together. So I had a thought and I put, this is when I thought of this, just in case it happens. And I'm like, no, I thought about that on Monday and it happened on Friday. All right. Beth went to another show, sending pics was great. They are this was the Molly, Christina, and
I'm so jealous
Michael.
That she went.
They all look so nice. Kate and Kristen said they are best friends.
Aw,
I'm going to forward these to you. They're sweet. Thank you so much for sharing, because all these events, they come to places that are like a few hours away from us. And it's like just enough time that we can't go to every single one.
Right. Especially whenever we'd have to stay overnight and things like that. There's just not enough time.
But they just need to start coming to Pittsburgh or closer to Pittsburgh.
Right?
Guys. And then from Kim, happy anniversary. Ladies, what an accomplishment. So many episodes. Think about all the amnesia, comas, surprise family members, affairs, and falsified lab results you have discussed over the last 7 years. If I put together all of my annual recaps.
Oh my goodness.
That we could, oh my gosh.
Like a mega episode.
We'll do that for our 10-year anniversary. All right, putting in my notes now. Hold on. Putting it in. So I'm going to put it as February 2029.
Oh my gosh.
Got to get to that year. Oh, nope. February 1st, 2029. Start adding up annual recaps for our 10-year anniversary to recap all the crazy we talked about in our first decade. Done. All right, let's see, this is why, and I'm going to forget about that.
Good thing your calendar will remind you.
I know. It's perfect. And I'm even going to do it one better. I'm going to snooze this email so that I remember who to give credit to.
Good job.
We appreciate your dedication, your honesty, and willingness to share your own lives with us.
Aw.
Thank you, and never stop this podcast. All caps.
That's so sweet.
Your pod pal. Oh, I like that. Pod pal. Kim Hudson. P.S. I was there for Rick and the Panic Room, and I'm still enjoying him and Liz reuniting. Sorry, goodbye. Okay. But what about the pillow? Here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like we both have sympathy for him with the Panic Room part. It's weird. But I do think it's the drugging and the almost killing her.
Right, because I don't feel like the two line up, okay? As we've talked about on here before, I struggled with infertility for a while. So someone wanting to give me a baby, that's awesome. Someone preventing me from having my own baby at the same time, that's where it doesn't make sense. Rick's like, I need to steal Carly's baby so I can give it to Elizabeth and it will be our baby. If at the same time he was doing whatever he could for them to have their own baby, then okay, he just wants to give her a baby. He wants her, not that one baby replaces the other, because it doesn't, but he just wants her.
Is telling him,
yes, like if I can just get her past this and give her something joyous to look forward to, a baby. It just needs to be a baby. That's not what Rick was doing. Rick was specifically taking Sonny's baby to punish Sonny and preventing Liz from having their own baby. That's where the messed up part is. Like, not that the rest of it wasn't crazy, but I can forgive that crazy because of the mental state I understand that you would have been in after the miscarriage. The rest of it, no. No.
I honestly kind of like the fact that they had the man going through mental anguish over losing the child, because I feel like the men get left out of that conversation so much. It's much like, geez, when are we going to get Liz out of these? She went through the same thing when she was being a surrogate for Courtney and Jax.
Right.
Can we give Liz a break?
Mm-hmm.
But Jax and her got close, and they shared their grief because of that miscarriage. Man.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that one. Good catch.
But yeah, the Panic Room in general is still messed up.
Absolutely. But if that would have been the only mistake that was made, I would be like, mental.
But here's the thing. It's the only one that either of us kept bringing up.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe we just remembered all the crazy that went with it, but we weren't remembering.
We suppressed it and we just focused on the big one.
Horrible. Right.
Maybe. So that is it.
Sure, we've done that a few times in our lives. Real life things. Why wouldn't we do it for soap opera? That
is true. Perimenopause is a thing. So do you have anything for Pipeline?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay. So now also, I mentioned earlier that we both watch on Hulu. And as of right now, it's still Hulu.
Yes.
Who knows what it's going to be changed to whenever it's just Disney. But we read the Hulu headlines because they're weird.
Because they're one line and tell you nothing, or they spoil what happened and make you mad.
Yes, guys, we are not happy. We are just not happy either way. Okay. So yes. And we are still at 2 sentences for each day with just a handful of words. So on Monday, Carly gets bad news. Michael offers assistance. On Tuesday, Nathan receives a mysterious text. Chase asks for a favor. On Wednesday, we did not even hint at the anniversary this year. Usually they do something that it's at least like, we didn't have Liz maybe unpacking some boxes, looking for files and finding a picture of her grandpa or something. Like something even small like that would have been fantastic. There was absolutely no acknowledgement of the anniversary.
Nope.
And that was Wednesday, April 1st. And that's why I brought that up, because Willow makes a shocking realization and Laura is suspicious. On Tuesday, Lucas is taken aback. Nathan receives new intel. And on Friday, Sonny explains his actions and Molly undergoes surgery. I forgot to mention, we also announced what our 411 is going to be, and we normally do that before the Hulu headlines. So we're out of whack right now. Upcoming, we decided that we're going to talk about Diane.
I'm excited for this one.
Because if you are a newer watcher of the show and don't know who Diane is, and you're watching Sonny say, Diane, I want to keep you out of all my bad dealings, you're rolling your eyes so hard that
oh my God,
you're permanently looking behind you.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm doing this so that we can send it to Sonny and he can retract that statement because no, sir, you put her in harm's way 100 million times.
Yep. And this year is her 20th anniversary in December.
Oh, perfect.
So, yay. Anyway, back to this week. We did not see Diane, but where do you want to get started?
Oh, man.
Oh, should I also throw in the little bit of we do talk about our personal lives and bring in our own opinions and stuff. And then at the end, we talk about reality check, which is actually stuff that's really happening in our lives because we don't want people to think that we're just delusional soap opera fans.
Even though we sound like it sometimes.
Yep.
I don't know what jumped out at me. You start.
Okay. Well, let's get to where I'm at because I was really excited about my Frankenbrain. And I, honest to goodness, if that was where I thought that Nathan was intentionally kept in a coma, and I thought that they were perhaps testing on him to come up with, because he does not have the gene for Huntington's. And so I thought that they were using his body, blood, whatever, to help create some kind of a cure or treatment while keeping him under wraps. And I do think from Britt's reactions this week, I do think she has it. I don't think that they're necessarily doing a placebo because it's been a while since she had a shot.
Right.
So we'll get to that though. So this week we see Nathan and James and Felicia were having breakfast at Bobby's, and James is so excited about playing baseball. You know, Kai is his coach, and Kai and Trina came in. And so James goes over and is saying hi to them, and Felicia's having a come to Jesus moment again with him about Lulu, that she wants to make sure that her feelings are very clear about it. And, Nathan's kind of just talking about how he loves James and about how he feels like he might be kind of letting him down a little bit. And then James comes back and I guess he's going to play shortstop. And Trina played Little League, therefore she is a coach.
Yes, that's exactly how it works.
Up. I'm going to coach the Pirates because my Little League team won the championships 2 years in a row.
Wow. You should absolutely be on the team. Absolutely.
Buying the team tomorrow. Anyway, so yeah, Trina's going to be his assistant coach, but James comes back to the table. Oh, no. Yes, they said he was saying something about how he was out of practice and asked James if while he was on spring break, he wanted to go to the batting cages and get him working out again, and getting him back to it. Then Nathan leaves and James is like, oh, do you have to go talk to a bad guy or take care of a bad guy? And he's like, yeah, I'm really not looking forward to this. And then James tells Felicia that he wants to be a cop, and Felicia's surprised that he doesn't want to be a cowboy anymore. And James wanted to be a cowboy because of Cody. So I'm soul crushed for that guy.
Yeah.
But then we see Nathan go to Sidwell.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're all supposed to, and I'm sorry, the second he walked through that door, I knew he was not there as a cop.
All right.
And so they're talking about Nathan, and he's like, we promised that you wouldn't talk about this stuff, and he's like, well, I'm not talking to Nathan West. I'm talking to Cassius Faison. And then that's how it ended. My poor daughter.
Did you scream again and give the poor girl a heart attack?
I didn't give her a heart attack, but she was like, Mom, what is going on? So let me see if I can get this. So I tried to start recording shortly after. Where's that? Oh, no, I may not have gotten it. Oh, darn, I didn't. I was explaining to her that, well, this guy just came back from the dead, or we thought that he came back from the dead, but it actually turns out that that's his twin brother. But then his sister also came back. So we have to break this dissertation down into, it's not going to be as funny because I do not have the audio recording, but it was cute. So Sidwell set him up for success when he poisoned Maxie.
Uh-huh.
So is this Cassius also responsible for the poisoning of Maxie? Is he using Lulu? Does Britt know that he is Cassius and not Nathan? I don't think she does.
I don't think she does either.
And I am not buying that Liesl parent trapped this kid.
Right.
They did not each get one because Faison did not know about Nathan because she gave Nathan to her sister to protect him. She did not get to be with her son.
Mm-hmm.
Where did this twin come from?
Well, she probably didn't realize that she had twins, just like
Nina
and having the twins. I know that she was like out of it somewhat, but
no, do you think Cassius was older and Faison knew about the twins? And so he had Liesl drugged extra hard while she was in labor and thought that there was only one baby. And so he got the baby and didn't know that Nathan was also in there.
That could be. There you go.
But he only stole the one baby. And so she only thought that she had one baby and she was given a baby.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Neither one of them knew that there was a twin. No, I'm concerned.
Or Faison knew that there were twins and Liesl only thought that there was one. And so if he took advantage of that mental manipulation, being like, well, I'm going to take this one and raise him. And then is that why he's disappointed in Peter August?
Maybe. I mean, I would be disappointed in Peter too. So I don't know.
Peter's
but I'm
younger, right?
Yes, Peter's younger, I think.
He's older. So he would have stolen Cassius because he was disappointed in Peter.
Okay.
And was like, if I raise him myself, I can get the little villain that I want.
Well, I'm scared that he succeeded because every other time that we have heard an evil plan from Sidwell, at least, Sidwell is forcing those people to do whatever bad stuff he wants them to do. He said to not Nathan, you're the one that wanted to impersonate your brother and be here as the twin. So
what if
he's the super bad guy? What? You're so excited. Go ahead.
What if Faison did the same thing that Liesl did and gave his son to his brother Sidwell to raise?
Oh, that would be a good twist. Okay, I'm in for that. But don't you think that Marco would have said something about growing up with a brother?
Shoot. No, because Sidwell mentioned that he only had 6 pictures of Marco from growing up because he didn't really get involved with him until he was later in life.
Okay.
However, okay, so I'm going to assume then that Cassius has had plastic surgery and also fingerprint surgery to be Nathan and that they were fraternal twins because we have to explain the fact that Faison had no idea who Nathan was before he shot him. If it had been Cassius and they looked alike, he would have been like, Cassius, what are you doing here? So we cannot undo the fact that Faison thinks that he killed his son.
I want to know who these plastic surgeons are because they do phenomenal work.
Right? Yeah. I don't know.
I want to take a movie star's picture with me and be like, here, make me look like this because they're doing amazing.
Well, they probably have the same facial structure, so it's probably a lot easier.
Maybe. Never looked into plastic surgery. I don't know.
But neither have I.
I'm scared of him because it was his idea to come back and replace Nathan. And then he obviously was 100% on board with them drugging Maxie because he said if Maxie was awake, she would have called me out on not being Nathan. And so the fact that she was out of the way made it perfect for me to come back and learn all his mannerisms and everything that I can about him to play this part right.
So did he target Lulu?
I don't know.
Because I feel like he actually cares about Rocco. I feel like he really... Okay. When he later went to visit Cullum smiled at him. So Cullum knows about him. Cullum knows.
Right.
I
don't think that he targeted Lulu. Like, I think he targeted Lulu to get information. Like, hey, can you help me with James? Can you help me this? Because you can just tell that Lulu's kind of dumb sometimes. So she's like, of course, whatever you need. Let me do all this for you. But I think that now, I don't know if he actually has feelings for her that developed on accident while they were hanging out, or if once he started hanging out with her, he realized he could use her to a different level. But I don't think that was the original intention because I don't know anyone who would be like, you know what the perfect plan would be if I hook up with my wife's best friend and think that that was going to get you bonus points and more information because no.
True.
But I don't know why he protected Rocco by claiming, just get out of here, whatever, we need to change things. And I still don't understand why they didn't let it just be Jason who shot or why they didn't let it just be Rocco instead of Jason who shot Colin, because why did Jason need to shoot him? Like, other than the complication of Rocco being Dante's son, like, so what if he said he shot him?
Well, she doesn't want him getting in trouble.
Yeah, but I don't feel like he would get in trouble at that same level. I saw other people online speculating that it was really Nathan, not Nathan, that shot him, that there was two
Oh,
haven't found another bullet yet. But I feel like they would have found another bullet because they swept that area when they picked up Britt and stuff, right? Wouldn't the police have looked?
unless he picked up the shell casing.
Oh, okay. Smart. See?
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
You don't leave the evidence.
true.
We
So
are not
maybe-
responsible for what you guys do from listening to this podcast or
We're
watching
just
General
gonna-
Hospital or watching General Hospital. People do not come back from the dead in real life, guys.
No.
Often. They do enough that it's apparently on the books that if you come back to life after you've been declared dead, you're no longer married.
Right. There is a precedence for it.
But that's always like declared dead from missing, not
Not you just like faked your own death, but I guess it
Yeah.
would work the same way. But yeah, I don't know why. I understand why Nathan wouldn't want to have been the one to shoot a WSB agent, but I don't know why he would let Rocco take the fall. Like, in Rocco's own mind. I know Rocco,
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean. Rocco's not
Yeah.
taking the fall, Jason is. But that's a lot of stuff that you're putting on this poor kid who thinks he just shot someone if he didn't actually shoot them.
I think it goes back to like what I said last week. They're just going to accept that Jason did it.
True.
And so they're not going to investigate. They're just going to accept Jason did it. The WSB took him. We're done.
I just feel bad what that's doing to the boys. Because, like, we saw
Right.
Danny and Rocco
Yes.
the footbridge this week.
The
and-
second I saw Danny on the footbridge, I started crying.
That's shocking. I'm so surprised.
But that's his dad's spot.
Yes.
I liked seeing the young kids coming to the footbridge. That was sweet.
It was sweet. And then Charlotte and Danny show up and are like, "Are you okay? What's going on? Can we help you?" And poor Danny, or poor Rocco to Danny, is like, "I'm sorry that my dad's the one that took your dad away, and I'm sorry that all this happened." And I'm like, oh man, I really liked their friendship and their relationship. I don't want it to get complicated because of their dads.
Well, they're brothers.
Right.
You know, they were raised as, maybe not raised, but they lived as brothers.
Yes.
And yeah,
And then extra complicated because Charlotte's like, "Should we leave?" And Rocco's like, or Danny's like, "No, I don't want you to leave." So I don't know. I just felt bad. But we're giving the young kids stories and now we're making them sad already. Don't be causing issues to break up their friendship.
we have a month for them to figure this out for us to have a good summer storyline with the kids.
Okay. I have faith that they'll do that.
Yep.
That didn't really go anywhere. It was just seeing them on the footbridge was sweet.
It was.
I guess I'll take that to unexpected pairs. I loved Lucas and Britt this week and him opening up about how he felt like it was all his fault and that he's so sorry. And she was so sweet. Like, I loved seeing that compassionate side of Britt for a minute, especially with Lucas. Like, it is not your fault. You were trying to help me. You loved him. You knew that, or he knew that you loved him. And it was so sweet. And then Brad comes in after Lucas leaves and is like, "Oh my gosh, Britt, I'm so glad that you're okay. Thank God that you're still here." And then Jason left and she slapped him.
She did. That was a good slap.
It was. So I'm sure Brad is like, "Wait, I don't understand this dynamic. Last week you and Lucas couldn't stand each other. And this week you're slapping me over Jason."
I did love, though, that eventually she got to where she told him about the Joss conversation. Oh, it was Lucas walked in on Joss last week. I think we forgot. Did we know that he was who opened the door? Because we know that someone opened the door. Did we see that it was Lucas? Because that's kind of how we started the week, was that Lucas walked in on Joss being in Cullum's room.
I don't think we
And-
saw someone open the door to Cullum's room. Cullum opened his eyes last week.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So yeah, Lucas almost caught Joss inserting something into the syringe or whatever.
He
Or
didn't
into
ask
the-
her right away, "What are you doing in here?" She's like, "Oh, you're working today. I just wanted to come and check on you." And thankfully, he finally did.
Right.
But that's where she was going back and forth to, "I don't want what happened to me to happen to you with getting all consumed about Marco.
Mm-hmm.
And Holland woke up and Lucas asked him, do you remember who shot you? And
Yeah.
he said, no.
Right. Well, he shouldn't know who shot him because he got shot in the back.
Well, but then later when Nathan went, Nathan asked him, did Jason shoot you? And he said, no, I was looking right at him. And so that's where I'm wondering, like, I like that about Nathan being the one to shoot him. Are we calling him Cassius or Nathan? What are we calling him?
I just don't like the name Cassius. Like that, I don't know. It doesn't fit with his other kids.
Yeah, but is he the one that named all the other kids?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another name somewhere then, because Peter was Peter, but then he was also Heinrich. So what is Cassius besides Cassius?
Oh, let's look up the meaning of Cassius. Oh, it commonly means vain, hollow, or empty, often interpreted as blank canvas or helmet.
Oh, that would have been an interesting choice if they had done brain mapping or transferred memories somehow. But if he's supposed to actually be a twin, he should have his own life. I don't know. I just need more information.
Now, if we're going after Cassius in Julius Caesar, he was driven by personal jealousy, resenting Caesar's superiority. He believes in shaping his own destiny, famously saying, the fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings.
Okay, that would make more sense if he was jealous of Nathan's life, and that's why he wants to be Nathan.
Once a close friend of Caesar, Cassius grew envious after Caesar defeated Pompey and grew powerful.
Okay.
Okay. Now this just added more complexity. So we'll stick with Nathan for right now until he does the full switch.
Okay.
We can just know that when the bad guys are talking to him now, they know that they're talking to a Faison, someone who identifies as a Faison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did tell my husband.
He's not happy.
I guess.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder what they're going to do with storyline after all of this, though, because Sidwell is tied to everything. Like, if someone does take him out, so much stuff is going to fall. Because he's with the Anna stuff, he's with the Column stuff, he's with the Nathan stuff, he's with all the stuff with the mayor. Like, every storyline is focused around Sidwell right now.
Yeah.
So if Sonny finally does get fed up and takes him out, like, the whole poor Charles is going to crumble.
I know we're going to bounce around just because of, like you just said, how much Sidwell is involved in. So therefore, it's like different threads. Back to Lucas, though. That breakdown he had, though, was so good. Like, that was, I hope that he gets nominated using that. Yeah. Because I keep loving Lucas a little bit more every week. Do you think he's going to snap?
When he was freaking out, I was like, Shannon's loving this right now. I just know that she is. I don't know if he's going to snap or not, but I was angry that we didn't actually get to hear the eulogy.
I know.
Like, I rewound Friday to make sure that I hadn't been distracted, even though I knew I hadn't been distracted.
Right.
Because we saw him talking in the beginning on Friday to the pitcher and the urn and whatever. And he wasn't talking about getting justice, like, for the death. He was talking about, like, revenge. Like, I'm going to figure this out and bad stuff is going to happen. And then whenever he was talking to Carly, she said about he could stay at the Metro Court. And he was like, no, I need to stay at Wyndemere, especially after earlier in the week I skipped it. But Pascal flipped out on him. And I wanted him to flip out on Pascal back, even though I know he doesn't know it for a fact. But to say, hey, Pascal, how did anybody know that this medicine was stolen? You're the one that reported back. So you're the reason that Marco got killed.
I think that he is biting his tongue and not letting them know that he knows as much as he does. Because right now they all think that he's stupid. They all think that he was just living there. And I know that Pascal said that he overheard something, but he definitely knows way more than Pascal probably even thinks he does.
Right.
And then Pascal wasn't at the funeral.
Right.
And we're just going to have this weird, I need more information about Pascal's love for Marco.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Sidwell called it just like a little crush or something. Was there any backing up to it? Was there something maybe between Marco and Pascal at one time?
I don't know. I felt like it was weird that we got the funeral so soon because everyone else, it takes us like 2 weeks to end up with the funeral at the earliest. Now, Marco, we have one already. Diane wasn't there and she was part of his firm. Alexis couldn't show up because of the issue with Danny, which I understand if something's going on with your kids.
Suzanne did show up on behalf of.
Yes, and I appreciated that. But I also feel like Suzanne's smarter than what we know. Like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop with Suzanne. There's something else going on there.
Oh, do you think she's shady?
I don't know if she's shady or if she is just keeping tabs on stuff just in case. Like, maybe she doesn't know which way she wants to go yet. I don't know. But I feel like she definitely knows more information about everything than she lets on.
Okay.
Which would make sense. Like, as the administrative assistant, secretary, whatever her title is, she is observing everything and has inside information on all those cases. So
she gets all the notes.
Right. And like, people show up and stand in front of her and carry on conversations that they wouldn't carry on in front of their attorney, but they just think she's some peon sitting there. And so she definitely has inside scoop, I would think. But anyway, I thought it was weird that Alexis didn't go. I know that she was having the issue with Danny, but still, it's a funeral for someone that you worked with pretty closely and had a relationship with. And then I don't know who else I think should be there, but it just felt like there was a lot of people that could have been there that didn't show up. And then you have...
Oh, hold on. Oh, no. Sorry about that. I have no idea what just happened.
I can hear the storm clouds over here now, so maybe there's something from the storm. But yeah, I was saying that I feel like Pascal should have been there giving some type of speech because he's known Marco for years. I feel like we should have had Sidwell saying something, and I feel like we should have got to hear whatever Lucas was going to say because I wanted to see his interaction if he was going to let anything slip that he knows something's not right.
Ava and Lucy talked, and Ava talked about how this type of death is the worst. And she said to Lucy, and you should also know.
I have no idea. Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought that because I'm like, isn't Lucy's only child, unless she's talking about being close to Alan's children that have passed on.
Well, who was Rafe? Was Rafe Rafe was not her son.
Mm-mm. Was that like her nephew or something? Oh my gosh. There was some connection. God, I forgot about him.
Rita's alive.
Right. That's what I thought too. I'm like, the only child she has that we know of is Serena, and we don't talk about her, but she's fine. It's like the only kid of Scott's that they haven't killed off yet.
Yeah. All right, let's look it up. Rafe and Lucy Coe, because I know that there was something.
I thought she was like cousin or aunt or something.
Cousin.
Okay.
He was a distant cousin of Lucy Coe. Rafe helped. He learned that he helped Lucy and Kevin learn that Michael and Caleb Morley were the same person and a vampire as well. So is that who they're talking about, though, is Rafe?
I don't know.
All right. So thank you for being equally confused. Now I feel like this is where we should be talking about Lucy, but we're sticking with Diane for right now because we just said Lucy's been off for a while. And then
right.
If they keep going down that thread, though, we're going to have to jump around.
I feel like they only brought her back so that she could make the insulting comments to Carly that if Lucas needs a house, she's happy to go house hunting with him.
As a realtor. Yes, some of us can be slimy, but most of us aren't that way.
And not at a funeral. Maybe the next week, like, here's a postcard, and that would still be too soon. But at the funeral, no.
I think that I have shared before, like, I have unfortunately had to sell houses for friends whose parents or grandparents or spouses have passed. I hate it. I would rather never sell another house if it meant that was not the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that just drives me crazy that Lucy does that. But yeah, I don't know. It was a weird funeral. It feels like we're moving on too quickly. Carly goes and tells Sonny that he needs to stay away, and she made an excellent point. What would you have done if Julian had shown up?
Right.
Oh, Christina showed up and said some kind words to Sidwell. She has no idea that Sidwell is who burned down Charlie's.
Right.
And is why, because Marco ran into the fire to get her. And she said some really kind words about him. about Marco to Sidwell. And Sidwell seemed to be really good at reciprocating, like, well, thank you. And like, oh man, you're right. I should not have tried to burn down your business. But then as she was leaving, she saw Sonny go in and Ric shut the door.
Yep. And I was glad to hear earlier in the week, Carly flip out on Sonny about why are we trusting Ric again? We've already done this multiple times. It seriously was deja vu with Ric all over the place this week. We saw him go and see Liz and she kissed him. And then he was like, oh, if you like that, I have more surprises or whatever. And they're making out in the hallway. And after last week's 411, I even more so was like, stop it. Stop kissing him.
Well, and she was like, I can't leave work right now to go to dinner. And he's like, I literally did not even ask you, though. So, like, that's the thing, too, is like, we're just making her dumb.
Mm-hmm. And just assuming all kinds of stuff. But Carly didn't forget because Carly's like, no, why are we letting Ric back in? And Ric even said, I can understand why Carly hates me. Well, she doesn't need your permission. But yes, she has plenty of reason. And why are we being so abrupt? Like, we know that Sidwell is a bad guy. You really think in the church, after he just had a memorial service for his son, is the place to confront him? What are you going to say? I didn't kill your son. Okay. He's not going to believe you. And now he's more hostile than ever.
And he's extra not going to believe you.
Right. Right. If Ric wouldn't have been there, I would have 100% accused Ric of being back to his old ways and just trying to get Sonny killed. Like, he's giving him the most rogue advice so that he ends up getting hurt. But since he was there,
is he working for Sidwell?
Oh no.
If he winds up working for Sidwell, this is why I am mad about the Ric and Liz thing, because this is what's going to happen. And this is going to hurt Liz. Because he said something about how, because he was asking if Hullum was going to make it, and then he did the fake tear, and she fell for that and then just started gushing hippo stuff. Although she did say, rumor has it somebody is going to make it, like something like that. And he did say that he's not going to go after Jason because Jason's important for her. Because she was like, you know better than to talk to me about Jason. And he said finding and freeing Jason would be next to impossible. And he knows that Jason's important to her. So therefore, Jason's important to me. It was like what he said.
Right.
And this is for me to buy his change. We should have been having all those flashbacks while he was being kept in the basement. He should have been having those flashbacks of all the horrible things that he did.
Yep.
And you watch him processing and you watch him just, and it wasn't until you just said that now I'm wondering, is he working for Sidwell?
That's a really, really, really good prediction that I hope you're 100% wrong on, because I will be so mad. But that would be great. Yeah, because Sidwell cares about is getting Sonny. So Ric would be the perfect person to get Sonny in a vulnerable position.
Because oh my gosh, he now has that stuff on Laura.
Mm-hmm. And he was the one that told Sonny to sell the piers, right? Like he was the final decision. Oh, man.
Oh, crap. Why have we not thought about this before?
Because it's just so ridiculous. I don't want to do this again.
Especially where we're getting Elizabeth involved with him. Because it's not going to end well.
Well, now I'm really mad.
I hope that I am so wrong.
Yeah, but as you say it, it makes total sense.
It does.
Oh, man. No.
Because he came back to town shortly after Lucky escaped from Sidwell's compound.
Yep. We talked about that.
Shoot.
We just talked about that with Ric because I said I thought that Liz and him didn't continue because Lucky came back and you pointed out they were within weeks of each other.
And Ric came after Lucky escaped Sidwell's compound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But we didn't hear Sidwell looking for Ric whenever he was in the basement. So maybe not. There was no conversations of him being like, Pascal, whatever happened to Ric? So maybe not.
Correct. But at the same time,
I'm trying to find some redemption here.
He could be super off radar. Like someone that he really doesn't connect with, but he knows the mission.
Mm-hmm.
So Sidwell and Ric have connected over Sonny's stuff with their past.
Right.
We think that Sidwell's after him because also presuming we don't know for sure. I mentioned it earlier, but I just think that, and you like the idea that Sidwell is Faison's brother.
Mm-hmm. I still don't know why he hates Sonny, though, because Faison and Sonny did not have...
Jason.
And
It's just Jason.
Other than Jason.
But I think it's just the tie to Jason.
I feel like that's not strong enough to do all this. Like, you really hate someone if you're setting their house on fire.
Well, Jason killed his brother.
Yeah, that's Jason, not Sonny.
But that's Jason to Sonny. Jason and Sonny are like brothers.
They are, I know, but I don't like the idea of taking it out on Sonny. But I do see that that's what Sidwell may do because he's entangled in everything at this point.
Yep.
And he even said whenever Laura was doing the whole Dalton dead body stuff that it was like just perfect that she called Sonny because that worked to their plan even more. So for Rick to be part of that, because now Rick even knows all of that.
Yep.
Oh, man. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Why'd you have to think that thought?
You don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I really, 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 really want to be wrong about that.
I hope you are, but it really does make so much sense.
Because now I'm trying to think back. What was his face when Laura said that she is also being leveraged by Sidwell? I thought it was a look of shock.
Yeah, but it could have been a, I know, you're right.
Or a look of, I can't believe you're actually telling me this.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I understood that Isaiah is friends with Lucas and a coworker. He's not even a friend. I'm sorry. He's a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he performed surgery on Marco.
But Marco didn't make it.
And Sidwell has already accused him of being retaliatory for...
Right. The fact that he held him captive. So, yeah, I wouldn't be showing up at that funeral. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one that I feel like you just need to sit out.
And then him giving Jordan all kind of crap like, oh, be careful and you don't know who you're dealing with. And she's like, dude, I know who I'm dealing with.
He forgets that she's her background.
Yeah.
But Sidwell is not really buying. Oh, because he asked her to use her ties to find out more information about Marco's death. And she said that she hasn't spoken with anyone from the PCD. He wants her to reach out to find out what they're holding back from his murder and report back. And he has given her quite a nice life. And it would be nothing for him to make her lose it if she stands up for Dante.
Right.
Because then Dante was talking to Cullum, and Cullum's given him like a little bit of a jab with the whole, you couldn't make it as a WSB agent. So, but Dante's asking like, why did you have a warrant to arrest Jason?
Right, and Cullum's like, well, he shot me. And Dante's like, yeah, no, that warrant was issued before he shot you. So was this some kind of setup? Like, what's going on?
Right. Well, and he even said, he's like, how did you know to go to the pier to find Britt and Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, and then when Lucas figured out that...
Yes. I was really surprised he didn't go straight to Sidwell then. I know he wants to figure out who's working for who, but I really don't think that Sidwell knows that it was Colin that killed Marco.
Right. And when he went to Wyndemere, I know we were torn last week. Like, was Sidwell actually welcoming him to stay at Wyndemere, or was it because he thinks that Lucas has... I think that Sidwell is dead set on it was Sonny. It had nothing to do with Lucas. And I think that he really does want Lucas there to help him. They talked about it, like to help grieve and be happy and remembering Marco together. And so Lucas agrees to stay at Wyndemere. And I was kind of surprised too that he didn't say, but then he would have had to explain, by the way, the reason that Cullum went to him is because I asked him to get Britt's met. So he couldn't go to him.
But I feel like Pascal's going to say something soon anyway, or at least that would be my fear.
Maybe.
If I was Lucas, that's what I would be afraid of. We know that Pascal loved Marco, and we know that Pascal is Sidwell's right-hand man. I would 100%, unless Pascal was afraid that he would be accused the same way we've accused him of, oh, it's your fault because why did you have to tattle on him? But, I mean, that is him doing his job.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I was Lucas, I would have absolutely told it to him before someone else had the chance to.
Okay.
I just don't like any of this. No.
Well, and you know what else we didn't see? We didn't see the news conference where Laura was distancing herself from Sonny, because that's what Ezra suggested, and that's what brought her over to Sonny's was, hey, okay, I thought Ezra was drunk whenever he sat down with Laura and Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wasn't even talked about. He was just supposed to be slimy. I thought he was drunk.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were going to tie it back to Jacinda somehow. He was going to be upset about her.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was just slime.
Lulu and Laura were having lunch at the grill, and Lulu's asking Laura for help finding Jason, and Laura's like, why? You and Jason aren't even close, but I'll call Robert to see if I can get info.
Yeah.
But then Ezra showed up, said, hey, you need to really play this, put your distance between yourself and Sonny, basically call out Jason, and then that'll show that you're putting the distance between you and Sonny. And Sonny agreed with it. So, but then
maybe Jordan, it didn't happen yet because we didn't see
Yes, we did, because Jordan talked about it, and she said, I was surprised to see you.
Oh, okay.
She said that at the funeral.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And then she was like, wait, what? What did I miss? And then, okay, there's like so many things that are just like, it's like a drain just swirling around. Carly asked Brennan for help with Jason, and he said that the WSB was not like giving him up.
Yeah, that was so good though. I loved seeing how angry she was. That was true. Like back in the day, Carly, don't mess with my friends.
Well, the best was the last line that she said was, I'm tired of the WSB taking people I love.
Mm-hmm.
Because boom, that's Joss.
Right.
Lulu and Nathan talking at the pier. Lulu wants Rocco to talk to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin. And Nathan is very adamant about no.
Who all had a problem with the way that she said that, though? She did not say, maybe he can talk to my stepdad. My mom's husband. Thank you. I was like, what? And I have adult kids. Like, Ryan is not my older kids. Madeline doesn't call him dad either, but especially my older kids. There's never a time I foresee them saying my dad talking about Ryan because of the age difference there. But they do not say, I don't know, I'll have to ask my mom's fiance if I can. That's just weird.
Right. And especially where Nathan knows who Kevin is.
Yes.
It's not, yeah.
It would have been more natural for her to say Dr. Collins than my mom's husband. That was just ridiculous.
And she respects Kevin as her stepdad, and like, I agree. Like when parents get remarried as adults, like it probably is weird for the adult children to say my stepdad, because I feel like that's more of you build that relationship when you're younger, and like she had a dad, she had Luke, unless she had never had a father figure in her life. However, it's Kevin.
Right.
I'm going to have him see Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
His grandfather.
Right.
So
it was just so weird. I was so annoyed.
No, totally.
So weird.
Absolutely there. But Nathan basically implied that the reason that Cullen was shot was because of Britt and Jason.
Yeah.
I do like that now that we know that he's not Nathan, the actor is acting less like Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like, there's just like...
Yeah. He is playing it very well. Like, there's enough Nathan that if you didn't know, you wouldn't automatically suspect. But there is just enough of, like, the way he says things that's off that you're like, huh? That's not very Nathan-like.
And then Liz saw Dante after he talked to Cullum and was asking about how weird is it that you and Jason have a past and this is the first time he's ever hurt you. So, like, why would he do that? And also, how's Rocco doing?
Right? Oh, he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, Lulu had him here. What do you mean? Oops.
I kind of feel like that's fair, though. Like, that's a friend thing.
That is fair, but I don't know what they're doing with Rocco's injury, why that matters, because then we see Rocco at Bobby's and he's talking to Gio, and then he spills everything, and Gio's like, I can get you another bandage. Like, we have a first aid kit. And he's like, no, it's fine. And then Lulu shows up and he says, oh, I got my bandage all wet. And she's like, yeah, let's go home and change that. And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. So what, are we going to end up with some raging infection like Liz was talking about? And somehow that's going to piece it all together?
Oh, no.
Why are we so focused on this kid and his bandage then if it's not going anywhere?
How old is Rocco? Okay, so he's about 16. I feel bad for Rocco. Like he's breaking my heart. He's freaking out.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that a 16-year-old would be on top of keeping their cut clean, but as a mom at 16, if it's deep like that, you're still like, no, come here. We're changing that now.
Right.
So the fact that Lulu didn't, does that mean that's how we're going to find out? Really? That's how people are going to piece it together?
I wasn't thinking about the infection.
Well, I mean, Liz very poignantly was like, make sure that Lulu and him take care of it so it doesn't get infected.
Yep.
Which just, I feel like that automatically means it's going to.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. All right. What else? Oh, Gio did reassure him, though, that Jason would make it back.
Yes. I was disappointed with Kai and Trina this week with Willow.
Oh, that is not going to go well.
Like, what were they thinking? Oh, really? They didn't give back the bat yet? I thought that forensics should have handed that back by now. And she's like, oh, yeah, he carried that bat everywhere. And then the ringtone goes off and instantly she's like, isn't that Wiley's ringtone for you? And she's like, oh, okay. And then she can't find her phone. And Kai's like, oh, yeah, because it carries from here into the bedroom. Like, why are you saying all of this?
Yeah, and Willow picked up on all of it and said that to Drew with, so she first apologized to Drew for, I think that Drew, up until this week, was still possibly not believing that she shot him.
Yeah.
Because he had the flashback of him getting the ring and being shot and hearing twinkle, twinkle.
Yep.
I think that he really, I do feel bad for him, but I also like how he's acting and we're building that storyline without him saying a thing.
Right. So is this going to be Michael is going to figure out what the blinky blink means and then he's going to help Drew stop being drugged and then Drew's going to help him get custody of the kids?
Oh, I like that. I do like that. Okay, I don't think that they're going to go back to the relationship that they had before, but they had a good relationship. Like I like that. I really, really like that. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, because he'll be able to testify Willow's cray-cray and get the kids away from Michael. And definitely say that Michael was not the one who shot him.
Oh, I like that. Good one. I like that.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of because Michael was really paying attention to the way that he was blinking.
Yeah.
And Nina wasn't understanding it. She's like, I don't know. He just does that sometimes. And then Nina and Curtis came to her to tell her that he needed the final numbers for Crimson readers. And she was like, are you never going to talk to me like we're friends again? I miss our friendship. And then they went right into full-fledged best friend mode again, going and having drinks together and hanging out. Like, I'm sorry. No, he needs to protect. I know Portia's not our favorite person, but I feel like I would be a little bit more mad than he was. And she countered that with, well, you told Willow that Drew and I have been hooking up. Well, yeah, but
you were.
Know that. Yeah, exactly. That wasn't a using false information or exaggerating the story. That's exactly what happened. And it really wasn't to hurt Nina. It was to get Drew away from Willow as retaliation for everything that Drew's done.
Yep.
So I just thought, I don't know. I've said it before. I don't mind rebuilding friendships, but not like that. If you and I had a major falling out, it wouldn't take one conversation of you being like, I miss you, that we're right back to where we were. Sorry.
So you're assuming it'd be me? I'm kidding.
Yep.
Willow feels bad for Chase being demoted and says that she's going to help him get to Foster.
Mm-hmm.
She hugged him a little too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And
I did not like it.
She went and told Drew all about how Chase has always believed in her. Chase has always been there for her. I swear, if they have her go after him, Brooklyn's going to wind up in jail for murder.
Mm-hmm. I love it, Brooklyn.
Actually, fun. I was listening to a podcast this week and we used those phrases incorrectly because she'd be charged with homicide.
Oh, okay.
It's a homicide. Hold it. No, wait. I was listening to Buried Bones, homicide versus murder, because he was talking about, murder is the charge.
Okay.
So she would be charged with murder. but the act is a homicide.
Okay. Learn something new every day. I know those are two different words when we talk about someone being killed, but I never thought of it one versus the other.
I think that's what man, this is why I need to text you while I'm thinking of stuff like that. Because I almost did.
That stuff you can. It's just directly GH stuff.
Oh, I know. I was also driving, so I shouldn't have been doing that either. But
yeah, true.
If I had not been, I absolutely would have been like, by the way, difference between murder and homicide. Because he was talking about how whenever they investigate the scenes and they're looking at a homicide, and he's like, he's like, we don't call them murders because it may or may not have been a murder.
Okay. Makes sense. But yeah.
Homicide, but perhaps not a murder. Right. Manslaughter is not a murder. It's all the charges. Okay, anyway, Brooklyn will be charged with a self-defense. Snap.
Right. No matter how you word it, Brooklyn is going to be in trouble because she already called it and was like, Michael, why did you tell him? Well, I guess that's how we started this week was Michael was like, I can put in a phone call. I'm so sorry that Wiley messed this up for you. I didn't realize. And then he's like, wait, I know who you should call a favor from that would do even better than me. You're a congresswoman because, you guys are all so close. And as soon as Chase left, Brooklyn was like, really? Why are you pushing him towards Willow? I do not want them spending time together. I do not trust her. I do not like how invested he was. And then, Willow was just hanging on a little too tightly.
Yep. Oh, yeah, because then before that, we saw where we picked up with Wiley asking Brooklyn and Chase what a hooker is in front of the caseworker.
Yes.
First of all, he's like, is it bad to be a hooker? Who are you? And he introduces himself very politely.
Yes.
And you see, we did not have this in the 80s on our TV shows where both parents are sitting there lovingly smiling and nodding and explaining what a hooker is to a child.
Uh-huh.
And she sits down and is like taking notes, like smiling at them like, man, you guys have got this parenting thing down.
Yeah.
They just went on it and talked about how it's a bad name for the way that Olivia was using it was to mean something bad. And that's where Wiley's like, yeah, we get mad at each other, but we still love each other.
Yes. And then Willow repeated that exact same line. And I was like, what kind of brainwashing is this?
And then the caseworker asked if Jacinda lives there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it ruined their chances.
I don't think it did either. She seemed to very much like Chase, whether he was detective or officer, either way.
Ooh, she did have a little bit of a tone when she left with the,
I felt like
officer.
That was more like because he kept correcting her. Not so much that she was looking down on him, but it's like, stop correcting me. Because he kept, around every corner, he was like, oh, there has been a change in my employment. She's like, I don't care. I'm looking at can you provide for the child as I'm standing in your mansion? So we're fine with that. It doesn't matter.
And how's that going to look whenever he explains that, I was overstepping my bounds with my ex-wife. And, she's going to give us an excellent recommendation because now she's a congresswoman.
Right.
Who is suddenly wearing brown and looks beautiful in other colors. And she looks beautiful in brown too. But why is she wearing so much brown?
Yeah, I agree. They're trying. It's like a little girl playing businesswoman. Like, just get her some regular suits. It'll be okay. She can wear color.
Yes. I did like that Michael asked Christina how Danny was doing and he hadn't heard from him. And Christina straight up asked Tracy, why are you not? First of all, she called her Tracy Q.
Yes.
And was like, why are you not defending Michael and Jacinda? And Tracy's like, so never call me that again.
It was great.
But I will take the suggestion under advisement. Like,
yes, we are not best friends. Do not call me that.
No. Oh, and Wiley. Okay, this bothered me. Wiley needed to pick his favorite animal to be part of the food chain. And this is how we wound up in the Jacinda talk, because Jacinda loves spiders and like all this stuff. So Wiley was going to fail his homework assignment if they didn't find a spider. What the heck was the teacher going to do if a kid was like, a great white shark is my favorite animal and it's like at the top of the food chain? What?
Right. Well, I'm sure that
what were they going to do?
A stuffed animal or something like that would also do.
Like, am I wrong? I thought that's what I thought the assignment was. But as soon as he's like, I have to find a spider, else I'm going to fail. I'm like,
Huh?
You can't bring in every animal that's on the food chain.
No, you can't.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Kai had shown up to the house because he wanted to have one of the softball teams sponsored in support of Drew.
Yes. And then they went on to the office and she stayed behind because his nursing aide was running behind. And then whenever Nina got there, she was like, I just have to go. You'll have to stay with him. His nurse should be here any moment. And she rushes off to the office where she hears them talking about it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you discussing this? I know you're in an office, but you're in her office. She's going
and
to
they
show up.
straight up say, we know that Michael did not do it. We know that Willow shot Drew.
Right after Michael had been there asking if he could switch Wiley to Kai's team. And Kai was very sweet and was like, some of my best growth was with a coach that was a little hard on me. So why don't you see how Wiley does? And if it's really still not working, we'll reassess in a few months. But for right now, let's see how he does where he's at.
And I liked Michael owning up to, yeah, you know what? My Quartermain parenting instincts kicked in with the, I have to make this easy for them.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, that's not good. Never mind.
What the heck is Willow going to do with Kai and Trina? Like, come on. Don't be trying to get Sidwell to knock them off or something.
Oh, shoot. Oh, because she had just told Drew what a great hire Kai was. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. But realistically, you can't have people walking around that know the truth.
She going to lock them up?
Maybe she can call Rick, get a quote on a panic room.
Call Lucy. Dear Lucy.
Right? She's
By the way,
eager to sell out.
Really awkward conversation sometimes to bring up with buyers. Thankfully, I have fun ones right now. I love my clients. So, but this certain couple that I'm working with right now, I was like, oh, and by the way, because remember I sent you those pictures of the basement that I was like, good news, no body.
It absolutely looked like there could have been a body underneath the way that they had laid the pavers.
The floor was dug up badly. That was not the house that they put an offer in on.
Thank goodness. No dead bodies included.
But so then that's where we got, because then even when we went up to the second floor of that house, we went into the closet and there was like a little nook through the closet. And I'm like, I would so make that my hiding space. But I'm like, darn it, it's not a panic room. It was close, but it wasn't. We forgot to mention that Brennan threatened Nina regarding Valentine and not getting the information for from Charlotte. And so he asked Jacinda to get that information.
Yeah.
Emma asked Felicia for help with bringing Anna home. I love that she's writing her letters.
Yes, that is very sweet. And she said, like, why can't she be brought back here and still face her consequences? Like, why does she have to be in France to do whatever court hearing they need to do? Well, and Felicia was like,
a French officer.
I know, but they said she was unwell. And Felicia was like, well, she has the best doctors. That's where she belongs.
Portia was nervous about her ultrasounds and shared that with Isaiah. I'm honest to goodness not sure what the purpose of his character is anymore.
No, he's just like everyone's sidekick. Stands there and they talk to him for 3 seconds. He doesn't even, we had a meaningful conversation then between Portia and Curtis because she was concerned that he was going to be mad about her saying about the pregnancy stuff to Jordan. And their characters actually did a great job of being like mature and moving on from it. And the fact that they need to be concerned about the baby. And he was like, you know, I understand you were concerned. No, she's not pregnant, but we all need to focus on this baby. And the fact that we have significant others just as more people to love the baby or whatever. And then she tells Isaiah and he acts slightly jealous. Like, why are you suddenly saying Curtis is so wonderful? And he provides no meaningful conversation whatsoever.
Right.
So I don't know. They need to give him something.
And then I think, I don't think we specified. Danny got into a fight and that was he's suspended. And it was because some kid at school was saying how glad they are that Jason's gone.
Right.
Which is heartbreaking.
Oh, Molly and Cody, they were cute.
That's the last thing that we have. Yep.
Yes, they were super cute. She is there for her, which I didn't understand.
Go back to the beginning.
Yes, exactly.
Why is she having it now?
So he comes in all excited and is like, we won, we won, we won. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I entered this raffle and we won a trip for just the two of us. What trip do you win on a Tuesday and you have to go the following weekend?
First of all, he entered it at the pet store that's in Beecher's Corner that he always takes Princess Pie to.
Yeah, right.
Outback Princess Pie to, because she has a crush on someone there or something like that. It was
a crush on a cat.
Oh, I missed that. Wait, what?
Yes, the dog has a crush on the cat.
Oh, is it Skippy John Jones?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Skippy John Jones is a chihuahua that thinks he's a cat. It was a kid's dog.
Oh, okay.
Remember my daughter would always put those pipe cleaners on her stuffed cat's ears?
Yes.
She was making them Skippy John Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the dog has a crush on a cat, so he always goes there. And
I'm sorry,
he enters
backwards. Skippy John Jones is a Siamese kitten who pretends to be a chihuahua.
Okay.
Sorry, continue to General Hospital.
You're fine.
I knew that was backwards, and I'm like, wait a second. Okay.
So yeah, he wins this trip. And he's like, we're going to go fishing. And she's like, I'm a vegetarian. I don't want to go fishing.
Did we know that?
Like, I don't think so.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, we could go snorkeling. And she's like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. And then he's like, well, we have to leave this weekend. Who has a prize like that? No.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe even like 3 months out. Or I know that sometimes there's prizes that are like, for an additional fee, you can change the flight, the hotel, whatever, if that's not working for you. But this is what we booked because it's the cheaper option and it's a contest or whatever. But no, the next weekend, absolutely not. So she says she'll cancel her appointment. He insists that she does not. He promises to take care of her. And so she goes into the hospital on that day to have the surgery for her endometriosis, so that it stops having the flare-ups that she has been having. And Christina checks on her, and then they come in and say she has to go to surgery. She comes out of surgery, and she is all loopy on the medication, and she thinks she's having a dream, and she tells him he's not allowed to wear long sleeve shirts anymore.
Sleeves at all.
She just loves his arms, and then she's like, and I love where it starts patting his chest, and he's like, I cannot take my shirt off in the hospital. And she's like, no, I just love your heart. And then he asks her if she wants a drink of water, and he asks her if she wants a drink of water, and she's like, only if you can do it without stopping holding my hand. And so he does it, and she's like, this is the best dream. And he's like, it's not a dream. And she's like, yes, it is. It's the best dream ever. And then later she wakes up for real, and he's like, hey, how you feeling? Welcome back. And she realizes that it was not a dream, and she is mortified. And I love the fact that he teased her and was like, let me see if I went viral yet with that video of you.
Okay, you've been under anesthesia, right?
Yes.
Do you remember? I don't remember my silliness. I have been told, but I do not remember.
No, I don't remember, but I always just feel like I'm always really tired. Like when I wake up, like I'll wake up for a minute and be kind of groggy, and it feels like I'm only up for a minute, and then I'll fall back asleep. And when I wake up, I'm like, I know I was awake before, but it wasn't for long.
But like you're not told that you did silly stuff?
No.
Oh, see, me, I am
Oh, I'll have to make sure I go with you the next time you have a procedure then, so I can get some good viral video for it.
There you go. Yeah, because I had a procedure probably about 20 years ago that somebody came with me to, and they're like, it was before we had recording stuff on our phones, and they're like, man, I wish I had the camcorder here. That was so funny. And JD said, like, after my reduction that I was like coming in and out, just like saying weird stuff, like but okay, do you talk in your sleep?
Not usually.
I do sometimes. I do sometimes. He does too, though. It's, as far as I know, we have not had conversations in our sleep. So, yeah, that's all I could think of. Because I was like, aw. I'm like, I don't know if I ever flirted like that with JD after surgery. I've only had it once since we've been together. So,
yes, they were very cute. And then he mentioned again about bringing her home and taking care of her.
Yes.
And she was going to be discharged soon, and they had brought her juice and animal crackers. And so they were eating those while they were talking about planning a trip.
And why do I feel like we're going to get some really bad news?
Oh, don't do that. No.
I do. I feel like if they're having a snack and we didn't see her getting discharged and the doctor didn't come in and say, hey, everything went great, let's get you home.
No, I don't want that.
I feel like something's going to not be good.
Mm.
I'm just batting 1,000 today, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore. I do not like your ideas this week.
Sorry.
No.
That was just my first. Maybe I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong. They were very sweet. I hope that you're wrong.
Me too. I mean, I absolutely hope that I'm wrong on both of them.
Oh, man. I don't think you're wrong about Nathan or that we're
Rick.
wrong about Rick. Yeah.
Man, that's the one I want to be the most wrong about. Not like I want something to be wrong with Molly, but I think she'll be okay if she is. There is.
Mm-hmm. Do we miss anything else?
I don't think so. Not that there was so much this week.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Brad have the flask? Was that addressed?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so he's just slowly becoming an alcoholic?
And maybe he was anticipating that someone would need a drink? I don't know.
He kept drinking out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. I don't know.
I don't either. Okay.
Reality check.
So what was your week like?
It was good. It was birthday week. So, nothing like super exciting. Sunday, I mentioned that Madeline had her dance comp. That was Megan's birthday. So Megan came up to the competition for a little bit so that everyone could say happy birthday to her and do that drama-ness of it. But other than that, Megan is probably my least dramatic. She's definitely my least dramatic of the girls. She likes to be the center of attention, but she doesn't expect the same level of hoopla around things. So she was fine with Sunday being all about Madeline, and we gave her presents, and that was all that she needed. She didn't need a whole bunch of extra stuff, so that was good. And then Tuesday was Matt's birthday, and so we stopped over there to do cake because his girlfriend made him a cake. She's just the cutest thing ever. And we had gone together to get him a gift certificate to get his car windows tinted. So he was excited for that. And then the rest of the week was pretty boring. And then today I went car shopping because my lease is up in a week. And so I needed to get a new car because the lease was too expensive to keep, which makes me very sad because as much as I was annoyed by the part being on back order and not having my car for those few months, the rest of the lease was like perfect. And I was so happy with my car. So I kept apologizing to it today. So I was looking at other cars.
It's not you, it's me.
Exactly. I'm sorry I can't keep you. You're just too expensive. But yeah, I got a new car and I'm happy with the purchase. I went for cheaper and reliable instead of the fancy. I mean, it has bells and whistles, but nothing crazy. Like, you know, there's the car you would buy if you had $1 million. The beautiful Corvette would have been my choice on the showroom floor. But instead, I went with something cost effective. So it's bittersweet saying goodbye to my baby that I liked.
Aw. Have you named it yet?
It is a gray color and the interior has like black on the top, but then in the front, it's like a white with gray specks on it. And so it is obviously a boy, which Ryan and I were fighting back and forth about at the car dealer. And they kind of looked at us like we're insane. And I was like, it is obviously a boy. So his name is Grayson.
I like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Now, is it spelled Grayson, or are you going to do okay, so you're not doing the CIN?
No.
Okay. I would do that just to mess with it.
Right? Absolutely.
And this is where we lose all of our listeners.
Right. They're like, reality check, but they're talking about the gender of their vehicles. Okay.
And it's understanding the comprehension that the vehicles have.
So, yeah.
Yep.
How about you? How was your week? We'll get off that topic.
Pretty boring compared to last week's festivities. Honestly, really did not have a lot going on this week. Today, Friday, JD was off from work, and so my daughter had an an appointment at 10 with, she's in that independent living program. And so they meet with their peer support one-on-one on Fridays. And so after that, we went to our mountain property, took like a little walk, stopped by a little zoo-ish type place in our area, had lunch at a different restaurant that we had never been to before.
Oh, nice.
Got ice cream, came home, watched GH, recorded.
Well, you went to the real zoo earlier this week, right?
I did go to the real zoo earlier this week. You're right, on Tuesday. That's right. I was supposed to be meeting a client to get some work done, and it wound up being canceled that morning. And so my daughter and and it was just funny because I had been texting with a friend and said, if the work gets done early enough, I'm planning on taking her to the zoo. And she's like, I'm going to the zoo today because she had some out of town. And so she was actually off work all week. And so it was nice that we got there probably about an hour after they did, and we caught up. And it's a friend of ours that we go to the gym with too, and actually haven't seen at the gym. Like when we've gone, we've just not had the same schedule lately. My daughter really likes her. So it was nice. So, yeah. And the zoo now they have the animatronic dinosaurs there, but how they did it before, they had them completely separate and like their own little thing. And now they are scattered throughout the zoo.
Oh, okay.
So they're just randomly there.
Okay.
It technically didn't open until Wednesday, but obviously they can't do that all in one day. So they were at least set up and moving, just not all the signs were up, but most of them were. So it was fun.
Nice.
It was a really nice week. Like we have really good weather this week. Yes. So I kind of went to 2 zoos this week. Saw a lot of animals. Easter's on Sunday. So going to my in-laws.
Nice.
Yep. Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah. I'm super boring when it comes to the holiday because Madeline is at her dad's. They had off Thursday. They have off Thursday, Friday, Monday. And so she went to her dad's for Thursday, Friday. They went to the home opener tonight. So that was like exciting for them, I guess. And she'll be there. So the Easter Bunny's going to his house, not mine. So nothing to plan.
Yeah, I've been struggling with the home opener because my friend who died 2 months ago was like diehard Pirates fan. And it was like in his email signature how many days until home opener.
Aww.
Like he would change it every single day.
Wow.
His countdown. And he went to it and he had season tickets and all that. So I'm going to struggle with going to a Pirates game this year, but I'm going to because I love baseball.
Yeah.
So and it's almost 2 months to the day. So that kind of hit me out of nowhere when I knew it was, but it just didn't really register with me that it was until it was. And then I was like, yeah, you know how that goes with the random grief stuff. So on another note, join us on Thursday as we talk about Diane Miller, the attorney who knows nothing about Sonny Corinthos's nefarious deeds.
Not a clue.
Not a single one.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.